Welcome to the UKG demo, where we will be showing you how to complete your employees review as a manager 1 and manager 2. This process is going to be very similar to that of completing an employee self-review. I'm going to start by showing you the notification that you will receive as a manager indicating that your employee's self-review is ready to evaluate and complete. The notification will include the date that the task is due, as well as instructions on how to access your employee's review. To access your employee's review, you are going to log into UKG. There are two ways to navigate to your employee's review. You can do so by navigating to the menu on the left-hand side, going to My Team, Talent Management, Talent Dashboard. Here you will be able to review all of your direct reports and any pending reviews. You can find the employee and then select the hyperlink to the current review. Or from the home page, you can select your to-do in the right-hand corner by selecting the bell or in the middle of the screen. This will bring you to your inbox, where you can select edit, and it will bring you directly to the employee's review. This will bring you to the review summary page. It shows you that Pam has completed her review and has moved on to the manager review. And it provides you with the date which your review is due. Here you can also see the overall employee rating. When you are ready to start the manager portion for the review, you're going to go to Competencies and select Start. Here you can review all 3 competencies as well as the rating scale. Please review the definitions for each prior to starting your employee's review. You can also review the rating and comments that your employee left in their self-review. To complete the manager review, this is going to be a very similar process to the employee review. You are going to select an overall rating for each competency, as well as provide comments and specific examples to support your rating. You are going to do this for each competency. Please note that at any time you can save the review. You can do so by selecting Save or Save and Close. This will allow you to save your ratings and comments and come back at any time. Once you have completed the ratings and provided comments, you can review the average competency rating. This will include the employee self-rating as well as the manager rating. Once all ratings and comments have been completed, you can select Save and Close. As a manager, you can provide overall comments by selecting Start. This is where you can leave a comment for your employee regarding their review. Once complete, you can select Save and Close. Please note that at any time, if you would like your employee to make updates to their self-review, you do have the capability of sending the review back for updates and adjustments. You can do so by selecting Send Back to Pam or Employee for Changes. I want to note that if you send the review back to your employee for changes, you will need to communicate that outside of the system. You will have to either email or call your employee to let them know that you would like them to make changes to their review. They can then log into UKG and make those updates. Once you have finalized your manager review, provided ratings, and supplied comments, you can then forward on to Manager 2. Please note that once you forward to the next level manager, you are no longer able to make updates or adjustments. You can move to Manager 2 by selecting Send. You will receive a warning that notifies you that once you forward the review, you will no longer be able to make updates. Once you select OK, the manager review has been submitted to manager 2. Now that manager 1 has completed the manager review, we are going to cover the manager 2 and approver process for annual performance reviews. Similar to the employee assessment and manager assessment, the manager 2 or approval will receive a notification via email when they have a review that is ready to evaluate and complete. The email will include a due date as well as instructions on how to gain access to the review. The manager 2 or approver will need to log into UKG. There are 2 ways to navigate to an employee's review. You can do so by going to the menu, selecting My Team, Talent Management, Talent Dashboard. You will select My To-Dos, and here you will be able to see any in-progress reviews. You can see Pam has a review that needs Manager 2 acknowledgement. You can also do so from the home screen. You can go to your to-dos by selecting the bell or here in the middle of the screen. This will bring you to your inbox where you can select edit and it will bring you directly to the employee review. You can see that this review summary page is very similar to the employee assessment and the manager assessment. You can see each of the contributors and the due dates for each step. Here you can also see the employee self-rating as well as the manager rating for the employee's review. When you are ready to approve the review, you are going to select View within Competencies. This page looks slightly different from the employee assessment and manager assessment. It does not allow you to provide a rating or comments. Rather, you are going to review the ratings and the comments of the employee and the manager. At the bottom of the page, you can see the average competency ratings for the employee's self-review and the manager. To navigate back to the review summary, you will select Back. If you would like the manager or the employee to make changes to the review, at any time you can select Send Back to Manager for changes. Please note that if you expect the manager or the employee to make changes to their review, you will need to communicate that outside of the system via email or phone call. You will need to let them know what changes or adjustments you would like to see in the review. Within the approver stage, you can also add an overall comment. You can do so by going to Overall Comments and selecting Start. Here, as the manager 2 or approver, you can leave comments for the manager 1. These comments will not be viewable by the employee. Here, you can also see any comments that the employee or the manager left. You can add your own comment and then save and close. Once you are satisfied with the review and you don't see any further changes that need to be made, you can then send the review to the administrator. In this case, it's going to be your human resources representative. To send to the administrator or the human resources representative, you are going to select Send Forward To. The human resources representative will automatically populate. You will then select Send. Please note that once you forward to the human resources representative, you are no longer able to make updates. You will receive this warning that notifies you that no further changes can be made. Once you select OK, the manager 2 and approver process is complete. Once your human resources representative has received and approved the employee review and all merit increases have been determined, then the review will be sent back to manager 1. At this time, manager 1 will hold their annual performance review meetings with their employees. Following that meeting, the review will then be sent back to the employee to sign and acknowledge. After manager 2 and the administrator have approved the employee review, manager 1 will receive a notification that the employee's review is ready to evaluate and complete. This email will look similar to the other examples that we showed earlier in the demo. When you receive the notification, you'll want to log into UKG and navigate to the employee review, either through the menu or the to-dos. As a manager, you will want to review the employee ratings, manager ratings, and comments that were left with incompetencies. You can do so by selecting View. You will also want to review the overall comments, again by selecting View. Here you'll be able to see the overall comments that were left by the employee, the manager, manager 2, and the administrator. Please remember that the comments left by the manager 2 and the administrator will not be viewable by the employee. At this point, your employee's review should be finalized. As a manager, you will want to schedule one-on-one meetings with your employees to cover their annual performance review. You will want to schedule these meetings prior to forwarding the review to the employee. Once the review is forwarded, the employee can review the comments and the ratings that were provided. Once you are ready to send the review to the employee to sign and complete, you will select Forward to Employee to sign and complete. You can do so by selecting Send. As you recall, once you select Send, you are no longer able to make any changes. You will select OK. At this point, the review has been sent to the employee to sign and complete. Once your employee has signed their review, as a manager, you will also need to sign off on their review. You will be notified via email that your employee's review is ready to sign. Again, this is going to be similar to the other emails that you saw earlier in the demo. So as a manager, you will want to log into UKG and access your employee's review. This is the final step in the process. So at this point, the employee has completed their rating, the manager has completed their rating, it has been signed off by manager 2 and the administrator. You've held the one-on-one meeting with your employee, and your employee has signed off on their review. So as a manager, you will sign and acknowledge the review as well. If you would like, you can add any final comments, but then when you are ready, you can select Sign and Complete. Again, at this point, you are no longer able to make any further changes. By selecting OK, you've completed the annual performance review process for your employee.